Okay, so part two of submitting your sales file is submitting your commissions. So you're going to navigate to the Offers and Commissions tab. Now, this is something you're going to submit whether you are representing the seller or the buyer. You're always going to submit this commissions. This is what lets Julie know that you have a contract. And this is how she is able to pay you. So if you do not do this, then there's not a way to get paid. So that's why it's so important. So this needs to be done at the time of submitting the documents for review. It does not matter which order you do them in. You just need to do them both back to back. So you're going to go to the Offers and Commissions tab, and you're going to add a new offer. You do not necessarily need to rename this. The only reason you would is if you are entering multiple offers, or maybe this is a buyer that you've worked with a lot, then you might be tracking those previous offers, or this is your listing. Like in this example, say you had received multiple offers and you wanted to generate an offer comparison. There are ways to do that in Command. But if you are just entering one offer that you have that's already accepted, you can just leave the name as initial offer. And then you're going to create offer in the right. And here you're going to put in your offer date and close date. This does specifically mean the date that the offer was made. There is going to be a place for the binding agreement date on the actual commission section. So if it is different than the offer date, go ahead and just put the date the offer was made. So I'll say it was last Wednesday. And then my closing date is going to be October 20th. This is a buyer opportunity. Then an additional piece of this offer step is going to have the property address right below this offer date and close date. So if you start typing that there, it will start searching and should pull that up for you. And if it is something that is not coming up, say it's like a new construction and maybe you're having trouble finding it, or it's land, it should give you an option to enter it manually if it doesn't recognize anything. But also there will be an option that says to select from KWLS. So if it is listed in the MLS, you can pull that from there. Okay, so we'll click Parties after we've entered that. And then here you're going to notice your client information. So whether this is a buyer opportunity or a seller opportunity will already be filled out. So I am in a listing. So my seller's information is already here. And the associate information, that's Lily because I'm in her account, that's already going to be filled out. So all you need to do is add the information for the buyer's name and the other agent's name, or vice versa, depending on who you're representing in the transaction. So here, I'm just going to enter the buyer's name and then the other agent's name. You do not necessarily need to fill out anything else that doesn't have a star. Those are just the two ones with the red asterisk. Those are the only pieces of information. So then I'm going to click Terms. Here, lots of numbers on this screen. The only thing you actually need to fill out is this very top portion. We need the sales price. Now, you can't type it directly in this box right here, so you need to type it in one of the boxes on the left. Now, it really doesn't matter if you are putting the exact split here of what's finance and what's being put down in cash or anything like that, unless you do know that and you would like to put that there, or if you are doing an offer comparison, that's the place that it would truly matter. But if you're not, feel free to just stick it all into one box. So I'll put sale price of $200,000. This right here is earnest money. You're welcome to put that. It's not a requirement in here, but again, most of these other fields are just helpful with those offer comparisons. So you could put the earnest money. This percentage is just saying what percentage of that sales price is earnest money. It's not commission percentage. That's not addressed yet. We're almost to that point. And then we can skip over these last few boxes. So we're going to just click Agent Analysis. And again, This exists for those offer comparisons. So since that's not what we're doing, we're just going to save. So just a few important pieces of information that have to be entered. Now, what we see a lot is sometimes people just stop here. This is not completed. So you need to mark the offer first as accepted over on the right. And once we accept the offer, you'll see that this commission status in the middle says open. If it says open, that means you're not done. So you always have to go to manage commission. All we've done so far is tell command about our offer, but we haven't told it anything about how much we're getting paid or anything like that. So when you get to this point, what you're going to do is over on the left, you'll see if it's missing the contract date here. This can be entered prior to this in the details tab up here in the top left. But if it hasn't been, all you'll do is click edit general information. And then you're going to click in the contract date, and you do need to scroll down to get the calendar. So say my binding agreement date was last Thursday. So I'm going to do that. If the commission has changed from when you initially created the opportunity, so say you had put that it was 3, but it's actually 2.5 or 2%, you can change that here. So in this example, I'm going to change it to show you what you would do to fix it. So I'm going to delete the 3 and put 2. It recalculates my commission over here for me. And I'll save changes. Now, you'll see that up here it still says total commission is $4,000. Right below that it says agent gross commission is $6,000. So if you tried to submit this right now, you would get an error that says excess agent commission. Now, anytime there's an error with the commissions when you're submitting, it's going to tell you what's missing down here. So try to problem solve that. And if you aren't sure, feel free to call the office and ask for Julie or myself, and we are happy to help you with that to resolve the issue. But most of the time it tells you exactly what is needing to be corrected. So if you run into a scenario like this, you're going to click edit agent payment because that is what is still incorrect. And there's just a calculate button here. So all you need to do is calculate. It will change it now to the correct amount and save changes. And that removes our error. Over here on the right, also, if you have any referrals on this transaction, make sure you click to add a note here. So whether that be OpCity, whether that be productivity coaching, or a referral to another agent elsewhere, you need to put that information here. If it is for another agent at a different office, make sure in the Documents tab you are putting the W-9 and the referral agreement. Julie cannot process a referral without a W-9, so that has to be in there. So what you'll need to do here is just put who the referral is going to and what the percentage is. If it's OpCity, don't just put OpCity referral because there are different percentages based on the price with those. So if it's 30%, put OpCity referral 30% because that way when Julie's pulling this in, she can put that number on there and doesn't have to go looking around for it or contact you or anything like that. So then you'll save changes. Now, of course, if there were no referrals on the transaction, then you don't have to put anything there. You will leave the note empty. So if you also have your productivity coaching, you can also add PC referral, 10%, or productivity coaching Victoria, 10%. Just have that on there somewhere. So whatever applies to the transaction, make sure to add it before you hit the submit button. And then when you hit submit, you'll be prompted to see if you would like to donate to KW Cares or KW Kids Can. I would like to point out that we also have local ones that you can donate to, KW Cleveland Cares and the Empty Stocking Fund. Right now, they're not able to be on the commission, so the best thing you can do is Julie actually has a form that you can fill out, and you can say, hey, take $5 out of every closing to go to KW Cleveland Cares, or to go to the Empty Stocking Fund, or anything like that. You can set it up auto so that you don't even have to worry about putting it in here. And you'll, if you wanted to do then a one-time donation to some of these other ones out of a specific closing, you could do that, but otherwise you can have all of this set up to auto donate. And if you do, then you would hit the skip button, and if not, you would click the other options and then donate and submit. So you can select either of those, and then it will submit the commissions for review. So now you'll see that I have an option in the top right. It says submitted, so lets me know this commission has been submitted. So you're good to go on this part. Now you have a request termination button here. So if it's terminated, then you can come in here and request that termination. So say the contract on this listing falls through and you get another offer, you're able to use the same opportunity. You just request to terminate it. You do not need to click this button if something like your sales price changes or your closing date changes for the same contract. You do not need to redo anything on the commissions. All you'll do is say the closing date changes. You can go over here to details, click the pencil icon, and there's an estimated closing date option here. So you're going to click that, and you're just going to choose whatever the date is. So say it got pushed out a week, we're going to change it there and save. If the commission changes or the sales price changes, those things, Julie will process it based on what is on the check and the settlement statement that you submit to the office. So the only reason you would request to terminate something is if that specific offer has fallen through. So now you'll notice in my offers tab here, I have my submitted commissions, and I am ready to go.